Welcome to this video on mean, median, mode, and range. These statistics, mean, median, mode, and range, are 4 different ways to help us describe a set of numbers with a single number. We have this example of 7 numbers here that we're going to be working through these statistics on. We're looking for a single number that can describe various things about this set of numbers. And that's what those statistics are for. So let's take a look at the first of these. It's called the mean. You might know it as the average. They are the same thing, no difference. So this is the one that you're probably most familiar with. We take the sum, add up all of the numbers, just add them in sequence, and we get 140. Then we count the numbers. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 values in this list. Now we're going to put those two things together by dividing the sum by the count. The mean is going to be 140 divided by 7, 20 in this case. Our mean is 20. Okay, let's move on to the next one. It's called the median. What that means is what number is in the middle of our list. But in the middle of our list when it's organized from smallest to largest. So that's the first thing that we need to do, is to rearrange this list in order. This is the list rearranged. Notice that 4 is the smallest number. 8 is the next smallest. There's 2 of them. And 15 is next, 20, 35, and 50. Make sure that you have the same number of values in your rearranged list so that you didn't skip anything or add an extra one. There are 7 numbers up here. There are 7 numbers here. It looks like we're good. Next, the median will be the number in the middle. Because we have an odd number of values here, 7, the median will be the number right in the middle. Notice there are 3 on the left and 3 on the right. So 15 is right in the middle. That is our median. Now, if there's an even number of values, there will not be a middle number. So we need to use a slightly different procedure. The median will be the average of the 2 in the middle. So I took one value out of this list. Now we only have 6. And notice that the middle is right here between 18 and 20. We don't have a middle number. So we highlight those 2 that are in the middle on either side of the middle, and we take the average of those. 18 plus 20 divided by 2, 19. It makes sense. 19 is right in between 18 and 20. So that's our median for that second list. Now the mode. Which number appears the most? It is helpful to rearrange the numbers in order to get the mode, but it's not absolutely necessary, but I will do it here. We'll put up that same list in order. And then as you scan from lowest to highest, it becomes clear when numbers are repeated. And that's what you're looking for. Which numbers are repeated? In this case, we can see that 8s appear twice. The number that appears the most times is the mode. So the mode is 8. No other numbers appear twice in this list. If no numbers repeat, then there is no mode. There does not have to be a mode for a list, only when numbers repeat. That makes it a little bit unique. Let's look at the last one. The range. How spread out are the numbers? Find the smallest and largest numbers. Scan your list. Look for the smallest number. We already identified that to be 4. Look for the largest number. That's 50. Double check your work. Make sure that there's nothing larger or smaller than those 2 numbers. If you're good, subtract the 2. Subtract the smaller number from the larger number. 50 minus 4 equals 46. That is the range for that set of numbers. It's a measurement of how spread out it is. All right, let's look at some example problems. Based on the following table, what is the mean high temperature in the listed cities? So the first thing we want to do is ignore the column that we don't need, which is the low temperatures. So I'm just going to cross that out. We know that when we calculate the mean, we're going to take the sum of all of these numbers, 86 plus 81, etc. When you do that, you get a total of 498. So I encourage you to be doing this along with me to make sure you get the same numbers. Pause as necessary. How many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 values, so we divide by 6. 498 divided by 6 gives us our mean temperature of 83, our mean high temperature of 83. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What is the median high temperature? Once again, make sure you're dealing with the right column because they might have switched that up on us, but we're still dealing with the high temperature. So once again, we'll cross out the low temperature. In this case, we need to reorganize this list. So here's a technique that's often used. Look for the smallest number, 79, cross that out and write it down. What's our next number? I'll use a comma to separate them. It looks like it's 81. Write that down. Next, 82. Crossed that out. Our next one looks like it's 84. And then 86 twice. 86 and 86. Double check to make sure that you have the right number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like we're good. Now we look for our middle. Where is the middle of our data set? Since we have an even number, we don't really have a middle. The middle is right here between 82 and 84. So we're going to take the average of those two. 82 plus 84 is 166. And we divide that by 2. And we get our average of, not our average, our median of 83. 83 is the number that's in the middle of that list. Let's move on to our next question. What is the mode of the low temperatures? Now we've switched over to the low temperatures. So changing my color here. We're going to cross out the high temperatures. We're not interested in those. And we're looking for the mode. So all we're doing here, I don't think there's a need to reorganize these just to find the mode. Just try to find the one that appears the most often. It looks like we have 2 62s, a 61, a 63. None of the others repeat. So this is pretty easy. Our mode is 62. And just a reminder, if there had been no repeats, we would have said there was no mode. Final problem. You might have guessed, we're talking about the range. But this problem's a little bit different, or this question's a little different. Which city has the smallest range? So we can actually calculate a range with just 2 numbers, the high temperature and the low temperature. So in this case, what we're going to do to find the one that has the smallest is just subtract each one. So for Philadelphia, it would be 86 minus 68. That is a range of 18. So we write down 18. And then we move along. This is an example where it feels like you're doing a lot of work to answer the question, but if you're patient and careful, there's no reason that you shouldn't get this right. The next Allentown would be 21. State College, 79 minus 62. You might be able to scan this list and have a pretty good idea of which answer is correct, but it's safest, I think, to do all the work. You've got a calculator to work with, so it shouldn't take too long. 21. So these are all the calculated ranges for each city. And it's pretty clear that State College is the smallest of those. And that would be the answer to this question. If we were asked for the largest range, we would have to actually answer these two because they're both 24. All right, that wraps up this video. Now it's time for some practice on your own.